morning.
You got to do the mute button.
The mute button.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let's say this again, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where the Aquarius go to be in the know, right here on your Aquatic Morning Show. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all this morning?
Great. Good morning.
I'm still half asleep.
You're what?
I'm still half asleep. I woke up late.
He's pulling a Rico coming up and wiping out his eyes.
That's okay, man. Look, I was just, yeah. Yeah. But, yes, thank everyone who did help. Oh, look at that. Speaking of, I need to look at something real quick. I'm glad you did that. Hold on. I need to look at something.
Hold on. Cheese.
Yeah. Let's see.
Eating cheese.
I need to look at our members real quick.
Lurking while eating cheese. Okay. It's a new pastime for you, Eduardo?
Yep. Okay. Miss Lori, if you haven't picked a short yet, I would like to use Mike's Aquatics and Things. I will email it to you. He sent me one to use. If he doesn't mind me playing it, I'll play it. But I don't remember where he sent it to. What, to my email or to my Facebook? Let me see.
Come on.
Yeah.
A sniffle.
Okay, it was here. Okay. How do I get this? Look, wait. I can just copy the link, can't I?
Yep.
Okay.
He said it's no problem, Jess. It's in your
Cool.
email.
Then I will play it, and I will send it to Miss Lori as well. Hang on, can't play yet.
Hold on.
Good morning.
Hold on to your seats.
Strap
Or
on.
some big, fat, juicy, squishy super worms.
Oh. That's cool.
I like the music. I like
Yeah.
the music. I will. Let's see. Miss Lori, do I need to send it to you, or are you gonna grab it? I can send it to you. I can put it in chat and you can grab it. Maybe I'll probably send the wrong link. Watch me do that. Hell, I'm typing. What the heck am I typing in? Okay. One of those days. How much, if you guys were wanting to buy an axolotl, what would you pay for one? Like, what would be, if you want an axolotl really bad, and you seen that most of them were going for between $50 and $100, what would you buy one for? Like, what would be your like top line? I am not going to pay any more for this.
I'm going to say 60, 65.
65?
Yeah.
I don't really know because I have no idea.
I mean,
I know it's a
I
hard
would
question
pay
if you don't want
$65 for a fish.
Yeah, I've got a bid on a pair of guppies. And I hope that it don't end up costing me too much. So them themselves are not much, but I'm bringing them from Indonesia. They're special. So,
Special.
yeah, they're special. Otherwise, I would not pay that much for them. There's something that's I have not seen here yet, and therefore I want them.
I don't remember what they were the other day when I saw them.
We got a super sticker right off the bat this morning. Yay! Patrick Hardy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, the party don't stop.
I like the little Grogu.
I know Eddie too. I love Grogu. I had to put it in there. What was I doing now? I was over here. I was going to look at something else, and now I don't remember what it was I was going to look at. Oh, yes, I did.
Is an axolotl a salamander?
Yes and no. Believe it's not a salamander until it is land bound.
Oh, okay.
As it's still in the water, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I don't think it's called salamander until it is land bound.
I have a
This one
question
thing
about
says
that.
it's an amphibian.
Yeah.
I have a question about that, but I'd rather ask later after you, if
Okay.
you're going to say hello to everybody.
I am. I want to do something real fast. If I'm trying to, I want to do a poll real fast, but I got to get to YouTube. I want to try to get it to YouTube real quick to do it. All right. Let's see.
I love shrimp.
Hey, I love. Hey, if you want me to play that little thingy on my videos when I'm doing my rundown, just send me a copy and I'll add that in there.
What?
The little I
For
love
Jerry.
shrimp thing.
Yeah, like when your live stream pops up, I could pop that in there.
Oh, okay.
Play. Even though I say it, it's not quite the same.
Oh, I love what you do anyways. It's cool.
I'm trying to get more and more silly because, after you're doing this for such a long time.
Sure.
Oh my God, these axolotls are 194 to 199.
Right. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I just put a poll up and it says, how
Wow.
much is too much for an axolotl? 50, 75, 100, or other?
Rico.
What? He say I wouldn't pay a darn thing for one?
No, he said Dee Dee will pop your little thingy in there.
Oh, Lord. We all love shrimp. Who loves shrimp?
I love shrimp.
Oh,
It's a good one. I can't say it, but because it's morning show, but yeah.
Well, look what I got in the mail from Miss Nola's Dolls and
Oh, let me
Aquatics.
blow this
Her
up
name
so I
used to
can
be
see.
Not Nola Jane, right? Not Nola.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Not Nola Jane. And she sent me this. It's a pin on. A pin on.
Yeah, a little button.
Yeah, it's a button. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a button. It matches me today, actually. But she sent me that and a sticker and a card. I love getting cards. Nobody does that much anymore, I do it in my I try to send when I ship my little piece of paper that has my vintage stamp on it, which I did steal from I did steal that from what's her name?
Foxy.
Nope. Me and Foxy both got it from Lav.
Okay.
Lav did it first, but and then we both did it. But I think she does it. I guess Roxanne does do it. I'm not sure. Okay.
Bunny Viper does it too.
Okay, I love it. I love mine has Joe had mine with my emblem, my mainsail, spur, and fins.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
On it. It's really hard to read it and see it though because it's so small. But it's still real cute. And I have a whole thing full of different colors. And that's my little melting pot thing. I love it.
Oh, yeah, I think it's cute to get little touches like that because,
Yes.
you know, that's just like a fountain pen. When you get a letter written in a fountain pen, it's like, ooh.
I can't do that. I can't do fountain pen. I'd love to be able to write with fountain pen, but I can't do it.
Well, I'm not talking about like calligraphy. I'm just talking about the old-fashioned fountain pens.
Does it look different?
Well, it just writes with fresh,
Oh.
ink. It takes a little while to dry.
Yeah, don't smear your hand on it.
But I'm not talking about calligraphy, where you got all these beautiful letters. That's a whole new skill.
Yeah, that's an art form there.
Yeah,
I used to do it real good in school, but can't anymore.
I play with it and I learn a letter, then I forget it and never remember it again.
Gina's Reef, good morning. Patrick Hardy, inkjet in ink. Oh my gosh. Atomic inkjet tunes 47. Wow. I mean, my
Atomic injections 47.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna
put some more caffeine on that tongue, and you'll be all right.
You have to call Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Facebook side, and I'm just gonna go to where it says participants and do the run through from it real fast. Although there's not everybody's on it, but Atomic Injections 47. Prickly Bell, Delilah's Critters, Dennis Christensen, Eric Whiterock, Gina's Reed, Glassbox Hero, Jennifer Weaver, Just In Case, Maze Hills Fern Fins, Michelle E, Mike's Aquatics and Things, Monster Fish Gal, Myrtle, Sing, Mystery Snow Guardians, Patrick Hardy, Rico Stan, Sharpies, Fish and Phantoms, and Whips World. If you are in here and I did not read your name, throw it down at the bottom and I can catch it now. So.
Yes, it is.
What's cracking, y'all?
Good morning.
Fist bump.
So where'd it go? So far with the poll, we're at how much is too much? 100 is too much as at the top. Actually, other is at the top. 100 is too much. 75 is 17%, and 50 is 22%. That's kind of okay. So I need to know whether the other is up or low. Is it 100 too high or 100 too low? No, not 100. Is the other? What way would it go? Because that's
what does a mud skipper cost?
I don't know.
Because I would think that they would be kind of like in the same price range, maybe.
Except axolotls can live a lot longer than mud skippers.
Okay, so here's my question that I said that I was going to wait till after you said hello.
Okay.
What relation do axolotls have to a creature that I know of as what's called a water dog? Right.
I don't know the difference because I thought they were the same when I seen them at the pet store.
Because it's kind of one of those things that's making my head kind of explode, because my first real introduction to a water dog was when I came to Lake Fork here in Texas to do some bass fishing, and we went to the live bait store, and they had water dogs, which are like 12 inches long, and they're selling them as live bait. And I was thinking to myself, that is crazy. What are you going to try to catch with that? And they're like, Lake Fork bass. And sure as poop, they're out there using them just like minnows on a bobber, and they put a hook in their mouth and they throw them out there, and they're catching bass with these water dogs. But to think of them as live bait or a $50 or $100 pet, what's the difference?
All right, here we go. Here's the difference.
Oh, hey, very good.
Which one is better, water dog versus axolotl? Water dog and axolotl. What?
Wiktionary says a water is a mud puppy, and it says the mature larva of an ambistomid salamander, particularly that of a tiger salamander.
They cost between 30 and 60 or 35 and 70 if you're buying them as pets. But if you're buying them for bait, they got
that's expensive bait.
Okay, for instance, water dogs or mud puppies is a noisy animal and squeaks a lot and is solitary, while axolotl is docile and calm animals and independent. Water dog and axolotls come from the larval form salamanders, where they share some similarities. They have tonic differences in their personality, size, and other features.
Okay. I thought they were remarkably similar. That's why I was asking. I've been wondering all this time, going, man, am I crazy? Or
this is my question. If axolotls come from Mexico, right? Because that's what it says, Mexico.
Right.
How come they have to be cold? Is Mexico not warm?
But are they in the under the cavey area where it's shaded from sun and cooler?
I mean, we're trying to keep them in temperatures in the 60s.
Well, see, Roxanne does not do that.
Go back up to that little chart that had the comparison, scientific name and everything. It's a little bit further. Yeah, right there.
I believe she said she was keeping hers at room temperature.
Oh, water dogs live 25 years. I thought it was the other way around.
Okay, I was trying to see.
Because they live way on top of the mountains. So it will be cooler.
Oh.
That makes sense. Okay. Stream waters and stuff like that. Cave, like you said, cave dwellings.
Enrico said it snows in Mexico at elevation.
See, I don't even think of Mexico having mountains.
Oh, yeah.
But it don't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense.
If it's closer to the sun, why wouldn't it be hotter?
Right. Exactly.
But it's always colder.
Right.
I guess the wind.
Axolotls come from one solitary underground lake that maintained a temperature of 60.
Greg.
That's what I'm reading in chat.
You can find mud dogs throughout the widespread in the U.S., but axolotls are extinct. But I thought that what's her name found some in a stream.
Rachel didn't she?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Water dogs or axolotls?
Axolotls.
You said axolotl.
Yeah.
And she was where, Colorado or somewhere like that?
Yeah. A water dog gets bigger than an axolotl. Damn.
Well, how about this? Look at what? You can ski at Mount Lemmon in Arizona, not far from the Mexico border. How about that? You think of Arizona's hot and, desert hot pretty much most of the time. That's what you think of.
Okay, so a water dog, though, will continue morphing to a salamander. But an axolotl will not.
Maybe that's why they have a longer lifespan, because of they live half their life in the water and then they morph into land, whereas the axolotls stay in the water.
So you know what they remind me? They remind me of the mud skippers.
Kenny, good morning.
Good morning, Kenny.
Now, see, I like the mud skippers for some reason.
Yeah, those are cool.
Maybe it's because they're up and down. Maybe I like that part.
They need a little bit of brackish water, though, right?
I don't think so. I
do not know.
Because because they live in all waters in the U.S. is what it said.
The mud skippers?
No, I thought we were still talking about the mud dogs, water dogs. The water dogs don't have to have brackish. I don't know about mud skippers do have to have brackish. Huh. What a question.
Right.
Yeah, if I was to do one of those two, I would pick the mud skipper over the axolotl for me. I think I could manage it better.
Right.
Just watching and listening to people talk about them.
The water dog or the mud dog?
A mud skipper.
It gets
I
bigger.
think the axolotl would be too much work for me.
Why?
Keeping it clean.
Oh, because it stays in the water and you got to keep it clean? Not because...
Yeah, and like Shanna says, you need to clean it every day, and that's not going to happen here.
Rico, I want a mud dog skipper. my LFS used to sell them all the time. They won't my axolotls, but I'm not.
Well, maybe if you could get like a $65 LFS thing, but you did not have to mail them or anything.
I would do that. I would do that, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I don't know how much. I know that when they sold them before, they only sold them for $50 through the store.
I got you.
So
I wanted
like 25.
I wanted the ones I saw the other day were $51.99, but I didn't know the price.
Yeah, I've never seen any yet. Even if they're the regular dirty looking one, or not dirty but wild type, which I do have a bunch of them. Even if they're those, I've never seen them under 50, and most axolotls are going 100 and above right now.
Yeah, Kenny says that the mud skipper, I mean, not the mud skipper. Yes, the mud skippers do best in brackish.
I need to, how do you kill that?
By followers, private viewers on Mountain Viewers.
They can't, only we can see that, Miss Dee Dee. They can't see that on the YouTube side if it comes through Twitch. So you just ignore it. Yeah, just ignore it. Because I would have to go in Twitch, and I don't know how to really moderate it over there. So just ignore it. If they're selling at 50, y'all do well to get 25.
3G says when they have them at the zone, they're $50.
Yeah, that's what I said. So, but
I was not paying attention because I was busy trying to kill that thing.
I'm not gonna take 25 for them. Hell, I got that much in food in them already. Myrtle, sorry.
Yep.
We're
all trying to kill it. Nobody's paying attention. We're trying to kill it.
Yeah, no. Sorry. If it comes through Twitch or Facebook, or it's not going to come through Twitter, but it just, y'all can't see it on YouTube. We can only see it through StreamYards, and it's not a big deal. Sorry, Betta, I didn't mean to.
You need to write Elon and tell him don't let it get on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's something else I wanted to talk about. All right. Y'all know that I've told y'all my water always comes out at between 460, 420 TDSs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It had gotten up to 550 like last week. This week, it's down to 220.
Did they do some recent water? Is yours a well or regular?
Regular city water. They won't tell me. They won't say.
We had some work done in our neighborhood, and like the next time I checked it, it was down in the 200s, and normally mine is real close to 500, but I guarantee it's right back up.
I mean, so what will that do to my guppies when I do water changes? Is it going to make that big of a difference to them?
I don't think so, because, I was listening on a live stream last night that they were saying basically soft water fish do well in hard water, and hard water fish do well in hard water, but hard water fish don't do well in soft water.
Well, that's what I would be going back. It would be going from hard water to a softer.
Yes, and then I also heard on another stream that you kind of have to separate the pH from hard and soft.
Okay, so I need to check the pH and see what my pH is at now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Lucas that was talking about his setups. You know, talking about high pH and low pH isn't what tells you that you have hard or soft water.
Right.
You know, and that's a lot of changing your water parameters. That's scary because that's the basics of everything that you do and you adjust to is your water condition.
And I don't know what it was
like that on you. I don't think it's bad though.
I do know what it was that made me check my water. It's because on the axolotls, I had to cut it in half normally when I do water changes on them, and I do water change on them every other day. And sometimes it is once a day, but it just depends on how they're feeding. But most of the time it's every other day. And when I went to cut it, it wasn't going down, or so say it wasn't building up. We'll say that. So
right.
I put my RO in first, and then I build it up from there. I keep pouring in my tap water. And it wasn't rising fast enough like it normally would. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I went in there and I tested. I was like, oh my gosh.
But does your tap water, do you air out or gas off your tap water first in a tub?
I don't, nope. It comes straight out of the tap with my Python, and then I add my stress coat. So
that's what I was reading.
What?
Technical science. Blah,
Essential water has a 9.5 pH. Though the water is very low in mineral content, they ionically charge the particles to artificially raise the pH. So are you telling me that just because my TDS is so low, my pH could be the same, and I should look at my pH instead of the TDSs?
No, there's something funky going on with your water. For it to change from 500 TDS or 400 TDS now to 200, I'd at least check something and see.
Somebody's playing a game.
It's Butterfly's getting called into a special class.
Oh.
They call her. Hold on, I'm talking about that.
Go ahead.
But you know what I mean? I'm not enough of an expert on all of that to really tell you, but I would just be a little cautious if it changes that drastically. You know what I mean?
I was going to send Steven some water, and this is what I was going to send him in. I got tons of these little things that Baby Brine shrimp eggs used to come in if you had to buy them from the store. I've got a ton of these little things, and I ain't figured out what to do with them. I think they're so cute. But I was going to send them water in this, but I don't know if this is enough. Because I've got my mama's water I want him to test as well, and my salt water. So I've got 3 different waters I want him to test.
Just bag it like if it was a fish, but without fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I got to use my bag. I don't want to use my bag.
Well, then use those cute little bottles and create a lot of problems. I don't know.
It's not a lot of problems. It's just the problem when it comes down to is it's water weight. Start with the pH, then the GH and KH. See, I have a problem testing GH and KH because it's hard to read.
See, my KH is 22 degrees.
And that's very good point about the TDS and the GH and KH, because it doesn't really tell you what is in your water for your TDS pen. But like I heard one of the shrimpers talking about on his stream, he says he knows that there's about a 3-to-1 ratio on GH to TDS. So that's why he uses his TDS. So that way he doesn't have to use the GH testing because it's 3-to-1 ratio. Now, I don't know if that's a fact or not, but that's kind of the generality that I go by using my TDS. I know that if my TDS is around 150, 120 to 150 for my Caridina shrimp, I'm pretty good on my GH. I shouldn't have any KH because I'm using an active substrate. So there's no point in me really testing unless I'm having problems. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I see I've got water changes that I need to do. My Danio babies keep missing. They're born. They be born.
They be born.
And they swim around for like a day, maybe 2, and then they're gone. So I got to change the water in that tank or that little grow out. But it also something happened to my little baby guppies that were in that one as well. It's weird. Really weird.
See, Patrick does not do water changes if he knows it's going to rain or a storm's coming.
That's a good time to change the water on corridors or plecos.
But if he's got a whale, it may affect his chain. It may affect it in a different way. I don't know.
So if you have a well, you don't do a water change before it rains?
I don't know.
I don't
know if that's the reason why.
Why, Patrick? Elaborate.
We need to know.
We need to know. Clean glass. Just send the samples in clean glass bottles so that we know nothing will affect. So is that okay? These okay? These okay? How much water do you need? They're clean.
At least 5 millimeters. Milliliters.
Yeah.
Did I say millimeters?
Daniel's need
enough to fit in the little tubes.
I guess Danio's.
They need green water. Oh, I have green water then. Okay. Okay. Got it. But then they're so hard to see them in the green water. Okay. I don't think it matters.
Here's a solution for all of it.
If it did, I'd never be able to keep any fish at my place. My well water is so bipolar. The only thing consistent about it is that it's inconsistent. I test for nitrates only. Wow.
I consider myself lucky because we get our well water from an aquifer. So there's an aquifer that runs from, I think, the Rocky Mountains all the way down through Texas, and it's underneath where our property is on the very end of it. So like they told us when they put the pumps in for the well house or the pump house, they were like, you don't ever have to worry about running out of water. As long as there's snow on the mountains, you have water. And we don't have like a well built that holds water, anything like it's all from the natural aquifer. So it's nice to have that little bit of a buffer. I've had a hard time getting used to it because it does fluctuate. But it's pretty soft water with a kind of ranges on the high end of the TDS. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Rico woke up in a mood this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
If I had to pay for my water, oh my goodness, my bill would be outrageous.
Yeah, we have to pay for ours.
Joe's got to pay for ours, and it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. When I started building my collection when I lived in town, I saw my water bill progressively go up and up to where it was almost like, I think I was running about $350 a month just for my water bill. It was stupid crazy.
Okay. Here we go again. I'm not trying to copy you, Rico, I promise, but I do have another poll. I just do.
One or two coolies. They're at a conference, so they'll be lurking. She'll be lurking.
Okay. When you have a pond that you left out, okay, let's see, hang on. If your pond was left outside over winter, would you clean it out or leave it alone?
Whoop says living in the country, every time the agriculture fields get fertilizer, it leaches into the groundwater and spikes everything. We don't even drink the tap water. It's too scary.
Yeah, we do not drink our tap water, but because they always talk about that brain-eating amoeba.
Lord knows I don't need any of mine eating. It's diminishing anyways. See, maybe that's a good thing you don't drink water. There's something good out of it.
There you go.
That's why I prefer to run all of my tank water through the RO system either way, whether I'm using it for soft water or harder water, and remineralize it to my, my likings, which I think are the fish or critters that I'm keeping's liking because they seem to thrive and breed. But I also, if I was to drink out of my tap water, I'd want it running through a filter, just because. I mean, I've been kind of shell shocked about well water since I was a kid, and I lived on a ranch and a farm that we had well water, and it wasn't like well water in a hole. We had a tank that poured into our water system, and you could taste it. I mean, you knew it was just as good or bad as going out into the green water tank that the cows drank out of. It was the same water. So I kind of got shell shocked about well water. So I have a little bit of PTSD over that.
Well, one time we were out in the pastures, and we had to actually haul water to this bathtub that was out there for the horses, and because it was so far away. Well, we were out there working on the fence line or something, and I don't perspire, so when I get hot, I pass out. So I felt myself. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting ready to go out, and so about this, I'm still with my first husband, so no trees, nothing, nowhere near to get me.
Girl.
So all I could think of was like dipping my head in that green water and cooling off with the water and coming up. It was like, but it kept me from passing out.
There were no trees here when I moved in here, and my for mine and Joe's wedding, what his wedding present was 12 oak trees that were they were young, but they were, grown, or I don't know, like 15 gallon. And they're huge now. And in between them, he put crepe myrtles. And so, because we had no trees. And then I planted some pecans and some willows, weeping willows, and an apple. And I have a few fruit trees across the road onto our other property that I don't maintain, which I should, because then I'd get peaches and figs and apple. I have an apple tree, but I don't take care of them. Persimmon. I used to have plum. I used to have 2 awesome plum trees, but one of them
I used
died.
to have the big plums on my other house.
And I should eat more fruit. I really, really should eat more fruit, but I don't.
You get water out of the fruit.
I know. I've got muscadine grapes growing out there. I think Landon ran over some of them, but I got to go out there and clean the weeds out from around them, and I need to get them growing on a trellis so that, they don't keep getting mowed over.
See, I've got 2 ponds. One I cleaned out, the other one I did not. So I could see if there was a difference this year.
There's too many variables to that. I mean, so my variables are I've got leeches, I've got all kind of bugs that are in my tubs, but at the bottom of my tubs are sand and rocks. You know, it's got substrate in the bottom of my tubs. And if I move them, I'm scared that it's going to rip the tarps that I have in it. So I don't want to, all I want to do is like go out there with like the vacuum, like you do a tank inside, vacuum it out, clean it, you know, that way, maybe let it set a day or two and then put water back in it. But if you were just had your ponds outside in a bucket or whatever, you know, would you just go on with it or not? Like, for instance, okay, I have a ice, what are them things called? Ice box, no, ice chest, that doesn't have a lid on it that Joe and them didn't use anymore that I put that betta, all them bettas in last summer. I never rinsed it out, never did anything. It doesn't have substrate in it though. So yes, of course, that one would be easy. Dump it out, refill it. No problem. But the other 3 have substrate and stuff in them. I need to go get some plants to go in them too. But
Or maybe pull the water out so you can move it without all that weight and not tear your thing.
I think when
But I don't know. Don't fish eat leeches?
Depends on what. No, no. Depends on what fish. I do not. My guppies will not eat them, and that's what mostly goes in my outside tanks are guppies.
Oh, okay.
The goldfish might. But
well, now let me ask you this: if you start a brand new tank, is it going to get leeches from just where you're at?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. It's going to get all the bugs that it's got now in it again by the end of the summer. Yes. Because leeches are, I guess, native here. Are leeches, I guess.
So they come from probably various different ways, bird droppings, you know, getting carried in by maybe plants or the.
You know, it's real weird.
I don't know.
I
That
think
strange. If you have the correct coverings, wouldn't it your chances of accumulating leeches be reduced?
You would think, but I was told that they can crawl up the side of the tanks and get in that way too.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
The other thing is tadpoles. I know that the frogs are laying right now. I know they are. And if I clean them out, they'll get rid of those eggs. And then also the all the scuds. Whew. Scuds. So I think I'm gonna have to.
You could do some like goldfish first round.
Yeah.
You think they cleaned it out, pull them out, and then put your guppies in.
True.
Put the cleanup crew in there first.
True. Victoria Lee creates Lady Girl, you can't stand
Corey does that. When Corey needs stuff taken out, like duckweed and stuff, he moves his goldfish crew that he moves around from those indoor ponds. And he just rotates.
Chattanooga Ed. Good morning, Ed. You're up early.
That way they won't just be mooching off of the free food. They'll have to do some work for us.
True.
Eduardo, are you in class this morning?
I need to get rid of the bullfrog today before It eats on my minnows. Oh, y'all, did I tell you what? I have a frog. It's not a bullfrog, but it's a big toad. I think I said this the other day.
Yeah.
And it scared the mess out of me when it jumped. Well, it's got a hole dug into the ground just on the side of the pond where it just can kind of like slide out and like a alligator would or something that goes underneath and underneath my irises. So yeah, well, y'all got gas. It smells. Get stinky. Go.
That's like the other day. I was hanging up my hummingbird feeder up over one of my ponds,
Something
and
else.
I had bought a plant that was just sitting on the rim, like propped up against some other stuff. And
Yeah.
as I leaned over, I bumped it, and it landed in the water. Kabloop! Scared the crap out of me because I'm thinking, oh my God, whatever that is in my pond is huge. So I'm thinking it was a water moccasin or something. So I jumped back, scared to death. Of course, my husband saw it all happen, so he wasn't concerned, but I'd forgotten all about that plant, and I just bumped it in there, and it just hit that water and made the biggest sound. And I knew I was right on top of it. It's like, oh my God, that thing's gonna bite me. And I could have been bit by a plastic pot.
Right. Wow. Bye, Kenny. Have a good day.
And Benoski, good morning.
Bex. Good morning, Bex. Yeah, I need to get a new hummingbird feeder. I need to put that on my list because mine broke.
We've had hummingbirds for a month. I've been feeding them.
I have a weird question. Have y'all ever seen an insect that looks like a dragonfly, but it also, because of the coloring on it, it looks like it has flags for wings instead of wings?
No.
It's like black and white, and the way the wing, it looks like 4 flags that are black flags that help it fly. And I was sitting there looking at it going, what is that? Like a flagonfly? Because it looks like a dragonfly.
A black flag bug?
Yeah, it was kind of cool looking. It had a white body.
Did you
banner bug?
Do like I did last year? That big long, I said dragonfly larva. That sucker was huge, but I brought it in and I put it in one of those long, slender things that I got, and I did that short on it. Mm-hmm. How weird it looked.
Right.
Did you take a picture of it, Jerry?
You should. You should do a short on it.
Did you get a picture of it?
No, I didn't, because I was just surprised when I saw it. I was like, that's really cool. And I started getting close to it.
What about
and then
pirate bugs or whitetails? Flagonfly.
It might be a whitetail because it had a white body
with black clear wings.
They might have been clear, but to me, it looked like 4 little flags because of the black markings on the wings.
Huh. Well, that's
I've seen them before, and I just never paid attention.
Let's see.
Black flag, pirate.
Are you bringing something up, Jess?
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I found something that might be. That's like one time I saw this thing, and I couldn't tell if it was a moth or a hummingbird. Or
me too.
Hummingbird made it together, and this was the thing that came out of it. It was weird.
Yes.
I pulled up.
That's exactly what it looked like. Yes.
That's a whitetail.
A whitetail. That's what it's called?
Yep.
See, it looks like it has little flags for wings.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does look like a dragonfly. Is it a dragonfly?
A flagonfly.
Flagonfly.
Flagonfly. So that's what happens when a dragonfly and a road construction flagger mate.
Hey, nature's beautiful. I don't care. I mean, there's some really ugly creatures out there, but there's also some really beautiful creatures.
Patrick Hardy said it's in the same family.
Okay.
Dragonfly. I'll be right back.
I'll be back.
She just got to go get more coffee. We have 7 minutes till the break, so.
Gotta load her up.
I didn't see Annette give me the 10-minute warning.
Oh,
I may have missed it.
well, she's busy right now with Beck. See, she's not doing her
Oh,
job.
oh, okay.
She's lollygagging.
How your shrimp doing, Dee Dee?
Well, Papa, some of them's doing great, but I'm gonna have to order some more red ones. I don't know. I changed the tank because I was down to 3, so
On
I changed
the
the whole
fire
tank.
reds?
Yes, and they were so pretty. I don't know. I didn't find the bodies.
Well, I've noticed sometimes they are a little bit pickier on their water. For what, like Bloody Marys, I have a hard time with Bloody Marys. That's why I don't do much of them, and I prefer the fire reds because the Bloody Marys are kind of sensitive, and if you don't get it just right, they don't like it.
So I'm going to order some more. I do have some males and females of the 3 that I got, but I'm just going to order some more.
I need to get some more crystal
Get
reds.
that back. But my little what are those panda things?
The red pandas?
Those things are so cute.
They are pretty. The pandas are very pretty.
And they're in this jar, and this water is crystal clear, and you can really see them. And where it's in a cylinder, it magnifies them when you look through. On the
Right.
other side.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all were watching last night when I showed the video of my tank with the PRLs, but it looks so pretty with especially that many. Oh, wow, that's cool. Look at them. They're happy.
Ain't they?
Yeah, they look happy. They're like, wee.
Mopani wood. Can they use Mopani wood in a shrimp tank?
Yeah, you can use Mopani wood.
I
don't
Mopani wood.
use it anymore because
it leaches so much.
Yes.
And seems to me like it don't stop.
Yeah, my buddy has a aquarium that is like tea water, almost coffee water, and he's had that and it's a giant piece of Mopani wood, but he's had it for like 4 or 5 years, and it still leaches. No matter what he does, it leaches.
I just took mine out of that tank I had in with my zebras.
That's so cool, Dee Dee. That looks really nice.
King Tiger. Yeah.
The orange ones are loving it too.
The water is just beautiful, clear.
Whip World.
Oh, here's a whole. Now they're all together in one spot.
Hang on. Why am I not doing this? There. Duh. Not focused. Back up just a little bit. Still not focused very well. We can see them though.
Yeah, a while ago it's focused better.
You got the blacks and the whites together?
They're reds.
Oh, they're all reds.
Yeah.
They're so red, they look crazy.
With the pandas and the King Kong pandas like that, they basically, the red on them will be almost so dark that it's like a burgundy or wine color red.
Okay.
Then when you get the light, you can see the red when the light hits it.
Okay.
At first I thought Papa was color, since he was colorblind. I said, "Oh, he sent me blacks and whites," and we were laughing. But then when they got used to being out of the back, the box for a little bit, it's like, "Oh, I just saw some red, a touch of red."
How long should it be before I see babies from my my clown Kellys?
If everything's good, probably about 2 to 3 weeks. From when you put the pair in there, from about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, well, I may still have another week to go then, because I got all 3 pairs are in separate tanks.
And like I said, until you train your eyes to find the babies, you'll find them about probably a month to 5 weeks after you put the pair in, when the babies are big enough to start getting color. Otherwise, they're so hard to see and find, because when I first started noticing the tiny hatchlings that had just been born, It was basically, it looked like a little bubble that was moving across the top of the surface. So once I saw that, and then I realized, holy crap, that's a little fry. It looked just like a little bubble with the tail.
Yeah.
So once I trained my eyes to see that, then I could spot them right off.
I got to take Landon to a doctor's appointment today. When I get back, I got to do some water changes.
Yeah.
Just so I can use my coffee cup.
Cool.
With my frappe in it. Mike.
That's a different looking cup.
Yeah, that's his one with the, before he had the snake.
Oh, no, you put the thing, you put your cup in the cup. Okay. I just said that's a new style cup going on there. What you got?
Anyway, I can still flash.
We'll see you later. Thanks for coming. And we'll see you when you check in again. Patrick Hardy, you're the bomb, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. You must need a dance. Thank you. All right.
It is 10 o'clock now, just in case you were wondering.
I am working on it. I'm working on it. When I did that, I realized that I didn't have everything ready yet.
Sharpie.
What did Sharpie say?
Okay.
You're a mess. All right, you guys, it's a mid-morning break. You guys know what we do at this point. We give thanks to our sponsor, who is Joe from Joe's Shrimp Shack. Let's see his commercial. Go get you some wood and some shrimp and anything else you may need, he can find.
Smile, Dee Dee.
Hi.
Are you ready, Steven? Kenny? Greg? fish fam. Let's go! Oh, it's been getting so hard living with you floating in my tank. I can't. You're blocking all the light out, and now my stems are starting to turn gray. I see you plant in the back. As a matter of fact, it used to be as red as the sun. And the cringe in the corner that no one ignores because it's that pink flamingo one. Oh, yeah, it keeps sickening. It's so sickening. So it's time to get moving, or the plant's gonna be losing. Yeah. There's a plant in the back that's starting to divide, so you better do the dark green dance. And the green in the corner is melting, and I wanna go inside and do the dark green dance. 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 Oh, I'm reaching in for something, but duckweed is all I seem to find. Oh, and all it takes is one piece, and then it's super mega multiplied. And the plant in the back is bent with a crack. I think that it just might die. And the crit in the corner is already a moderate melted right before my eyes. Oh, yeah, I was so hectic. I'm feeding my septic. I'm hardly breathing till this duckweed is leaving. Yeah. There's the plant in the back that's starting in the black, so you better do the duckweed dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I want to go inside and do the duckweed dance. Duckweed dance, 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 dance. Oh, yeah, it keeps sickening. It's so sickening. So it's time to get moving, or the plant's gonna be losing. Yeah. There's the plant in the back that's starting in the black, so you better do the dark green dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I want to go inside and do the dark green dance. 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 Dance, a duckweed dance. Dance, a duckweed dance. Dance, a duckweed dance. Yeah, duckweed dance.
What? Hang on, you guys. I'm sorry. Hang on.
I do the same, Dee Dee. I watch the kiddo movies more than my kids. And my son, actually, my youngest son, he makes fun of me all the time because he'll catch me watching whatever movie, and he was like, "Really, Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I wanted to laugh and feel good, so I put this on instead of something that's all serious, because sometimes I like to just laugh."
That's like the latest Cinderella movie, not a cartoon, but the other one. That girl can sing,
Yeah.
It's just, there are people so talented. Hey, y'all got a new plant. I never heard of it. It's an El Nino fern.
Ooh.
See how wide the leaves are?
Yeah, that's pretty.
I love The Greatest Showman. The movie The Greatest Showman.
Oh, okay.
We did when I was doing 2 years ago when I was doing the 4-H kids the horse program, and oh yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, I got to attach it to something. I'm assuming you have to do it just like a regular Java firm.
The songs in that the Greatest Showman we did on the flag line. The it's not flag line, but you know the why can't I think of what Landon? What did we call the horse? The thing that we
The drill team.
drill team. Yeah, the drill team. We did it to the the main song on the Greatest Showman. It was awesome. I
I
wish
can't remember some of the music, but it was fun making the horses go in and out with the flags.
I wish I'm gonna find it. I've got that. I have that a video of it when we did it. It's awesome.
Bobitus species. I have some Bobitus, but I have the Helfieri. I think it's.
I did not realize that Bulbitis doesn't like to be under the bright light till the other day when Kelly was talking.
Joe Stan, what's up?
JoJo, flag team. Hey, Paul. But I've got me another tank. I've got fishes coming
Be careful, Paul.
in. And I'm getting it all ready for them.
Right.
Getting
Just
up
don't
here.
burn it with highlight or bury the rhizome, and you'll do fine. Yeah. And all of my Bobitus that I have, I kind of treat it like Java fern. I like to put it on top of cholla wood and let the roots go into the cholla wood to kind of hold it in place or
That's a
something.
good idea.
Yeah. I use cholla wood a lot for that stuff, for whether it's Java ferns or any of the Bobitus, anything that's rhizome plant like the Anubias. I like to do that with Booths also. Is just put it in the little cholla wood, and I've even considered taking cholla wood and cutting it in like probably 1.5 to 2 inch length and putting it upright and putting the plant in the hole in the center as a little potter.
Oh Lord, we've been spammed.
Oh, no. Where's our mods?
They got it.
Let me get the link first.
Them daggum mods got that too quick. He didn't get to copy it. It brings up an interesting point. I'm eating a seedless orange. If they don't have seeds, how do we get them? Are they hybrids?
That's crazy. They graft the stem onto a different orange species root stock.
Okay, that makes sense. We're getting spammed by the webcams.
By the webcams.
Hot girl.
That's the
They should have
YouTube.
ended it there.
Yeah.
Don't get it?
Myrtle got them.
Okay, because there's okay. I'll block them.
Bulbitis.
Sorry. So Landon is still sick, so I had to go find him some crackers he could eat because he can't keep anything down.
That's what I had to do that Monday. I was so sick. The only thing I could eat was a saltine cracker.
So on Monday evening, or about Monday after I got through with my packing my shipping stuff, and me and Joe and Sonny went to town to mail that off, and then I was hungry. I hadn't eaten anything all day, so he stopped by Cane's and we got some Cane's. And I ate a little bit of chicken, a few French fries, a few bites of the bread, and I got sick as a dog. The next morning, Landon went to school, but came home sick as a dog. So, and I don't know why they say sick as a dog, because one of the dogs is sick. But anyway, we were sick. And so for like the last 2 days, that's why y'all haven't seen me, because me and him have been so sick. But he's still sick. I'm better. I seem to be getting better. I'm not nauseous right now, but he's still sick. So he needs to try to keep some cracker, anything he can keep down, you know.
My worst of mine was like a 24-hour, the worst.
Yeah, it was
And it was like over, kinda. I'm still
definitely.
nauseated for like the next day, but not to the point like everything was like, oh,
Yeah.
that first 24 hours, it was rough.
Uh-huh.
But you know, dogs get a bad rep because we use the term meat as a junkyard dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has bulbitis.
I thought bulbitis was the one that looked like a fern.
There's many different varieties of it. The one that I showed you, the picture is, like I said, it looks like a fern. It's very leafy, kind of looks like a flame.
Yeah.
That's why it's called hellfire, because it's hellfire, basically. But what I've learned with it, because it is a slow grower, but I have like, altogether, I probably have about 1.5 feet, maybe, yeah, about 1.5 feet probably of root. And that's how I got it there, was I started cutting the pieces off when it started like looking like it wasn't growing. And I'd cut those pieces off and I'd trim all of the little leaf stems that were still there, trim those off, and then put it in a piece of cholla wood, and then it starts sprouting new leaves. So then I'd take another, once it grew to double the size, I'd cut it in half and then split them off and propagate it. And from that, it's just been able to, I have it in so many tanks now because it did really well. In some tanks, it doesn't do as well as others, but I think it's a matter of light and probably water conditions too, because it's
Hey,
very.
Tails and Scales, good morning. And did you email me, because I didn't get it, and maybe I did get it and I've already answered you. I don't remember. Can you let me know? I don't remember.
I have a piece of bulbitis behind this big piece of mapani wood. It's on the back side, so it's shaded a little bit, but I can't really see it. I'm just going to let it stay there for a while and see how it...
Ew, Ed, that's grody.
What? Oh, yeah, that is kind of nasty.
That's grody, Ed.
Now, a dog will eat a cat poop in a minute.
Yeah, they will.
Enjoy your breakfast, people.
Right.
Sorry.
No. Got it on. I want the fern bulbitis. I want it.
I actually tried some of those, what do you call that? Tissue cultures.
I don't like tissue cultures.
I got some Cyperus hellfari.
With
that little grass.
Yeah.
And then some pins. I think they call it star pin, something like that.
Yeah, starchin.
But
hey,
I got brave, and did me some little tissue cultures.
Tails and Scales, will you re-email me, because I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I don't see one from you. But I remember you saying you were going to email me, but I don't see it.
Y'all see what I had to do? Like a week ago, this tank was so full of plants you couldn't even see the bottom.
Nice.
And so I cut everything back, and I sent a lot of stuff away. But I have doctored up most of my tanks. Got them going, looking really good.
Dreamweaver. The Aquatic Morning Show at Gmail. Yeah.
Yes, Myrtle, I just added a third tank to CO2. See, this is my new one. See my little thing right there?
Ah, I see.
I just got it hooked up yesterday. I've had the pieces for a month. But it's like I kept saying, gonna do it.
Uh-oh, there we are again.
You better
Wait,
copy that link real quick, Baba. Myrtle, take it away.
Hang on. Hang on, Myrtle. If you wait, hang on. Maybe I can just. Well, I can remove it.
Oh, go ahead.
I can remove it, but if he does it again, just let me know and let me block him.
And Tails and Scales, just send your email again.
They have to do it every time.
They don't. They give you a question. Do you want me to do this? You better say no.
Oh, look at my little
Okay.
my mystery.
How do you know that's not it?
4 times.
I was gonna say something I like to do, and I don't know who else does this,
No.
but when I get tissue culture plants, especially, I like to, wash off the gel or the water, whatever they came in, wash it all off, and then using a small internal breeding box. I like to put the plant in there in the breeding box and let it hang on the side until the roots really start to form. Then I'll take it out of that and plant it.
That's a good idea.
It really works nicely.
But Miss couldn't wait. Had to do it.
I know. I've done it both ways, Dee Dee. Or I've done it all kinds of wrong ways as well. But
I've tried this. Like, I've got to get these projects done. I keep saying. I took down my big streaming table, so now I'm on a supersized TV tray. Because it was so hard doing water changes with that big table and tripping over the lines, and I said I'm gonna break my neck or break a tank falling on it if I keep on. It's
Okay,
just a matter of time.
I did. I just put it as subscribers only. So, hey, Bob. Good morning.
Bob.
I just did it as subscribers only. So, we'll see if that stops them.
Basically what gave me the idea to use a breeder box for the tissue cultures was I started getting into the habit of just throwing my plants on the top and floating them for a while to do the same thing with, letting them form some roots before I went and planted them. And so with tissue cultures, the plants are so small that using the small breeder box, internal breeder box, like the ones that you can stack if they're taller tissue cultures, or you can take off the bottom half and just have it a small box, but they stand upright in that little breeder box instead of just floating to the side and getting all curly and wavy and all that stuff. So that's why I started doing it that way.
Oh, I've got some of those little things too.
Yeah,
Cool.
You're correct. I also have some I guess you can't call them really moss ledges, but they're a little plastic thing that has like 3 fingers, each with a slot in them, and it's got a suction cup on the end, so you can put it at whatever level you want in the tank and put your stem plants in those fingers, and it holds them in place. So that way, eventually, when you want to take them out and plant them, you can. So there's that too, and it's a cool little thing, but I don't remember where I got them.
Oh, you were talking about the other day running air through your hang-on backs or something, where you retrofit your tanks. How do you do that?
Like the all-in-one tanks, like the fluvials?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, because Mississippi Hippie called me or texted me, and I helped her set hers up. And she got it working. But basically, how where the pump is on the bottom and it goes up, pushes the water up the tube and out the outlet in the front of the tank. Okay. If you change that, instead of a pump, take the pump out and put you an air stone in there, or make you something contraption to put an air stone in there and hold it and attach it to the tube. And then the air bubbles are just like an airlift on a breeder box. or anything like that, that it's lifting the air bubbles, pushing water through it so that it'll get the system circulating just like a pump. But you're using air bubbles instead of, you can cut a little hole on the bottom of the tube and stick your airline in there. You could take a valve and put it inside the hole and then attach the air hose to it, kind of to make it a connection. But whenever you can, get that air bubble going up the lift tube, and it'll pull water in.
You need to do a video or show us sometimes live stream.
I know. And when I was doing the shrimp tanks at Jason's, at Jadwin Aquatics, I was setting up the shrimp tanks, and I took every pump out and took the impeller out and was cutting it off. And while I was doing all of that and trimming it with the razor blade and making it all nice, make sure the impeller stayed balanced, I was sitting there thinking, man, I need to be doing a video on this. I need to be doing it, and I didn't do it. Got all the tank because I really wanted to get the tank set up and going. So I got that.
Well, it's like I bought all these all-in-ones. However, I don't want to have 100 things plugged in.
Right.
And I've got the linear pump, so it's like, okay. So even though I've got the box and all that kind of stuff in there, I'm still putting a sponge filter with air. You know what I mean? So I don't have to hook up another plug. And but you were talking about it, it's like, well, wonder how he did that.
Yeah, it's like I said, if you picture in your mind the lift tube system on your breeder box, right? It's got the air hose going down, and then here's up the lift tube right there, and then it puts water in on the top. So that's what you're trying to do, is create this action. So you take away the pump, pull the pump off, and then put your air hose into this air hose, so that way it's pulling air and water up.
Okay. If you could just run it in there, and it's going to get water and air at the same time, so it's going to come up with the little.
Yeah, and I believe I haven't done it, but I believe if you wanted to, you could just basically run your air hose up like this. But you got to have flow coming up, so the air hose can't be so big that it doesn't allow flow to come up. You know what I mean? So that's why I do it this way. I either put a hole in the tube and get this tube to fit in there, so that way the air is going up. Same thing like if you have Matten filters, it's the same thing. All you do is put an air stone down the back of the PVC pipe, and that air stone, the bubbles push the water through to the other side of the Matten filter.
But you're doing away with your mountain filters, right? You're doing something else?
What's that?
You're doing away with your Matten filters, right? You're doing something else?
I mean, I have 6 tanks with Matten filters.
Right.
I have, double sponge filters. I have regular sponge filters. So I'm trying all kinds of different things. I'm even doing something. I'm trying out a little hack that I'm working on with a different type of filter. But I mean, I don't really. I just think old school technology, if incorporated with the new school technology, we can get a lot of stuff done just like this. If the manufacturers would just make a connector that you could have the option to run a pump or stick on the little nozzle to run it by air. That right there. I mean, so I probably just gave away $1 million idea to any 3D printer that wanted to make a little attachment and, call it a Papa Shrimp attachment.
There you go.
The big Baba. The big Baba.
Have a good day, Bob. Kiss the pups for me.
Fish dreams.
Later, Bob. Be safe.
That's a pretty cool place where he volunteers.
Yeah.
A dog or a cat would be lucky to go there.
Yes,
Instead of
definitely.
like a shelter or whatever. I
Yeah.
saw where Casual Aquatics caught somebody dumping off a cat in the park the other day.
What?
Jerry rigged, exactly. By the way, I have a Reverb Nation site if you want to hear my music. I'm so jealous of Myrtle, but I have all my music listed on a site called Jerry Rigged Music on Reverb.
Jerry rigged music? Oh.
Yep.
On YouTube?
No, it's on a site called Reverb Nation.
Oh, okay.
Reverb Nation.
Yeah, it's a music site, band site, indie rock, everything. Everything. It's fun.
Never heard of it. But that'll be interesting because I've been
You're
trying to talk you
very-
into doing some music on your live streams.
RIG''D because the regular way was already taken.
Morning, Brandon.
It's Jerry.
Yeah, and then RIG''D music.
Jess, Bob said the EGF's fungus, whatever that is.
What?
What is the EGF? So he doesn't have any to send.
Wait. What? Who?
The eggs. That's why
Oh,
we
the
don't eat
eggs.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
Okay.
the EGF. Some technical
EGF.
term.
Hey, Bob, you'll know they'll do it again.
Hey, there you go, Myrtle. Look at that.
God.
We know they'll do it again. No hurry. But thanks for letting me know.
Oh, the EGF. So you go to your LFS and get an EGF. First time I heard, I went to the LFS and I thought, where the heck is it? What is the LFS? Oh,
Thank you, Myrtle.
Gosh.
You put my link up there.
Oh, that's funny. Bob got me today.
It does not let me
Oh. Secret code. So
It's
do
not
the
letting me
B.
just pull it up.
Remember
Artist,
the BYOB?
refine result. Let's see. Genre is what?
You could click on the link that Myrtle posted.
Oh, he already got it.
You know Myrtle. You know Myrtle. He be on it.
You know, he knows how to function in the interweb world.
Yeah, quickly.
He's connected with the interwebs. Intas.
Can you find it?
Yeah, I found it. I'm just pulling it up. There we go.
Oh wow.
That'd be it, right?
Yep. That'd be it.
All right. Let's see. These are yours.
Yeah, these are all mine. And as a matter of fact, you might be familiar with them because I use them in my videos. It's different than what you would think I would write. That's why I put Jerry Rick.
That's a good idea to bookmark it.
Are there any words? Do you sing?
No,
No.
I'm a drummer, not a singer.
He's a drummer, not a singer.
Obviously a guitar player too, because
I'm not a singer either.
that's the one I use in a lot of my videos.
Yeah, we do need a Fish Fan band.
I wrote like 14 or 15 songs when I was in Arkansas. And then I haven't written too much since.
I like that one. Sharpie says he may have a tape somewhere in the bed of the bed he was in college. Shotgun lobotomy.
I still have my cassettes of my band, and that's what's funny is like we were all so happy in the '90s when we made our first cassettes. And we tell our kids that, and they're like, "What's a cassette, Dad?"
Now, those songs or new melodies is the whole thing is not just the drums. You've got like that one had guitar, like electric guitar or whatever in it, and then the other one had a piano in it. Mm-hmm. So where is that coming from?
I have what they call like a keyboard. It's a little miniature keyboard that I can use to play all of the parts. The guitar parts, I write the parts on the guitar and then I transpose it from the guitar, or I record the guitar part that I'm playing. The drums is I sit there and how would I play this if I'm playing it? And that's what I program into the computer. It's just everything that I know of playing music my whole entire life and everything, and just kind of throw it in there and do what I can out of this software that I'm not supposed to use it the way that I'm using it. It's more for DJs, because it's for DJs to be able to do loops and samples and automated where the
hey, you do that pretty good.
Look at this, Jess.
There's more word you were. Yeah.
And then like Danny says, I'll transpose it from the guitar to the computer. And sometimes if you listen closely in the background, I'm playing too. But a lot of it, I don't have my electronic drums anymore. They're still in Arkansas, so I got to go get them. But I also gave them to my kiddo. But I just incorporate what I can use in the computer in this software and make the music, because I'd love to be able to do it live, like with my buddies. I mean, I record music all the time live with my, heavy music. But that's not what, I don't think everybody would enjoy that as much as just listening to some stuff I throw together.
I mean, it reminds me of like you having all these little munchkins back there that are in the keyboard and they're doing this, playing this part. You come in with your thing, and then you're all jamming, except for you're outside the keyboard, and all they're in the keyboard. I know I'm weird, like little gnome.
I've been a heavy metal musician my whole life, and I've always had to deal with 3 other people giving me suggestions or comments, or just going, that's stupid. I don't want to play that. No, that's too pretty sounding or whatever. So at least this way I can take whatever I want to, make it into whatever I want to, and just put it out there and have some fun with it. But yet I still come back over here, and there's riffs that I write for my band, and there's riffs that I write for me.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, y'all, don't forget the blind fish challenge, the fish tank challenge ends in 2 days.
That's right. But right now, it's time for Fish History and Scientific News with Alex from the Secret History of Living in Your Aquarium. And I got to find the right link to push right there.
And then it's on the road. So a lot of the problem is...
Nope. Where's where I started? I wrote it down. 1707.
Oopsie.
Whoops.
Something to think about. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. Have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys. Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's Alex Williamson with History on the Aquatic Morning Show. Usually I'm over on the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium channel. So come on over there for all the sources and citations for this stuff. Be a member, $29, you can get it all. You can unlock the kingdom to my research. See some of these price lists we're going to talk about in this video. So I am regularly contacted as a YouTuber. They kind of assume, I think, in other countries that I have more money and influence than I do, because they send me sheets of wholesale fish. So, would you like to buy 200 Mabu puffers? Oh, yes, sure. Let me put them in my tanks that I don't have. So, what's interesting with that, though, is I get to see a lot of trends. And I get to see these sheets that I've just been privy to since I've worked in fish stores, and I've also been friends with people who own businesses that get to see a lot of these, be them very professional and organized, or be them sent from a cell phone in a list in, Notepad or whatever. So what's interesting is that I've been contacted by quite a few people out of the Congo, 4 in the last 2 months. And normally I don't get much information coming out of there. Nigeria is kind of where it's at for exporting out of Africa. Sometimes Cairo, Egypt will deal with some of the Rift Lakes and stuff like that too, or Kenya, Nairobi. But it's interesting because they're listing species that are predominantly found west of the Rift Lakes. So they're talking about Congolese species, Central African Republic species. And if you know anything about that region, you know that there has been some real instability. The Congo has been at war off and on since the 1960s, and essentially it's still in a civil war on many, many different fronts, many different factions. And you've basically got a military government and a democratic kind of wing of it, I guess, or republic wing of it, that's seemingly pretty corrupt depending on the year you pick. And then you have groups that control the rest of the country and don't care what the central government says. So needless to say, it's made it really hard to go down a river that's thousands of miles long and to successfully bring a boatload of something across, because each place you'll get intercepted, each territory that's controlled by a different group or a different, even they'll claim government, they're just not recognized by anybody outside of the local region. But we're not talking about fly-by-night operations. We're talking about groups with a few thousand troops, 10, 20,000 troops, and a lot of ammunition and weapons left over from the Cold War. So, as well as Libya, when Libya was overthrown Gaddafi, a lot of the heavy weapons filtered down into Central Africa, all the way up to West Africa, where we know there's also a lot of instability. Things like Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, and even northern Nigeria and Mali are seeing a lot of instability right now because of groups like Boko Haram and the Islamic Front in Africa and the Islamic State in Africa, which are extensions of those groups we've seen in the Middle East and Afghanistan, Iran, different regions kind of all throughout there. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that for the last 10 years, if you do see something for sale out of that region, it tends to have been increasing in price because it's hard to get these things out, because a lot of them require special care, a lot of these fish, and they need a distribution center where they can be acclimatized and then shipped out, or treated for parasites, at least fed, stabilized, given some water changes, because a lot of people who go collect these animals are collecting them on, wooden dugout canoes or old retrofitted, boats that are 50 years old with outboard motors on them. And they're sometimes taking 5-6 days to get to these places, which one means that actually quite a few fish die. And that's not terribly uncommon anywhere in the world, unfortunately, in the tropics. But what's interesting is that usually the prices have been going up, with fuel prices going up, with instability there happening and making it hard to get through the different areas. Now we're starting to see, I'm seeing Mabu puffers full grown wholesale, several different lists, right around $25 to $30, babies somewhere around $15 to $20, and tetras and Congo tetras, the Distacrotus, different things like Tenopoma, a lot of the like bush fish and smaller different types of fish that are found in kind of swampy, deep sub river. So there's the Congo, and then there's things like the Volta, the Volga. There's all these rivers that also run parallel, and even a small tributary to the Congo is still a big river. And tributaries to that, it gets smaller and smaller and more remote. Well, they're starting to have a lot of fish from Nanochromis and Pelvicochromis. So reaching all the way up into Western Africa, it's normal to see that out of Nigeria and some of the breeding centers there and export. But it's interesting to see exporters in the Congo and in the CAR, the Central African Republic, actually having access to these wild caught. And then they're also seemingly, they have a lot of bichers or polyopterous species, a whole lot of species of those, as well as frogs and things. So I'll share that with my subscribers. I'll share some of what's been sent over to me recently. But what's interesting to me is with gas going up, fuel prices going up and all that, the prices are actually returning downward in a trend. And so I don't know if it's that one of these groups, one of these factions is in control of part of the region and they've won the battle, so to speak. And so it's stabilized whether people like it or not, or whether it's just coming out of a few areas and people are exporting and it's stable enough because the government's gotten back control. It's really a hard situation to find out current info on. Usually we find out a year or two later what's going on. And the same is true of Ethiopia right now while we're talking about African fish. There is a war in northern Ethiopia. And not that there's a ton of fish that come out of there, but there's some soda lakes and things. And on the border of Kenya, there's some other stuff that comes out of there, like Lake Turkana jewel cichlids and a handful of other interesting oddities. So I just wanted to touch on that. If you're interested in it, come over to my channel, check out the community tab, and I'll post some pictures for members of the price list. I might do a public post too. But I just wanted to touch on all that. I find it interesting. Don't exactly know why the prices have gone down because shipping has gone up. But I'd love to hear from other people who've worked in pet stores or have channels or friends or different pathways to that business. I just find it really interesting that the puffers and interesting morphs of the bichers and things that are definitely bred in facilities where you know they'll get albino ones and things. They're going for $125. The golden ones are going for $75. The normal ones are going for $1.50 or 75 cents, you know. So it's pretty wild, but it's interesting nevertheless. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I know it's a little bit longer and a little less specific with sources and citing things, but I hope you guys enjoyed just kind of a look into what's going on in that sector of the market with all the lockdowns and all the world issues and wars and yada, yada, yada. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Back to you, Jess.
All right, back to you. Back to you. Let me get the
Take it away, Jess.
stamp of it for tomorrow.
Back to you. We want to see the coffee cuppies or something?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
Eduardo's playing rough.
Yeah, he is.
Anyone know what the hell Alex is talking about?
Eduardo, what are you asking me? What did I miss?
He put something a little extra in his coffee this morning.
What did he
Yeah,
ask?
he's on high octane this morning. Who?
It's not even Friday.
Like I see him making statements, but I don't know what he asked me.
That's because you ignored his request for 2 hours.
What's the request?
WTA.
What's the request? I love you, Eduardo, but I don't know what the question is.
Can't keep up with him this morning.
Just doesn't look very colorful right now.
Wait, what's
Yeah,
that
we were
mean?
trying to figure that out earlier before the stream, trying to figure out the
The lighting.
camera thing. Yeah,
Is
we
it-
don't
let me
know
try
what it
it.
is.
Yeah, I was trying to hook my phone up so that I could do it through my phone because, okay, this is not as white, I guess.
Stephen was playing with his colors last night. He was blue. He was green.
Just reread the sentence.
You got some explaining to do.
No say.
"2 hours, Jess has totally ignored my requests." And do I got a
Lord.
text message or something?
I'm trying to read back.
I don't have any text. Did you email? What? I'm lost.
What you talking about?
Did I do that? Oops. Oops.
Oops.
Oopsie.
We planned it well, Jess. Good job.
I guess
He's waited 2 hours for another shot.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Stephen, she needs some help with that camo app.
Yeah, I was working on it and yeah.
Stop. Time just ran out.
Yeah.
The buzzer went off. Zzz, time for the
Well,
show.
so I turned that light off and the bottom light so there's not glow behind me. And these lights I turned off. And I'm on my webcam instead of my other camera because this camera doesn't make me look as foggy as the laptop camera did. But I want to go through my phone and see if it gets it any better. But I didn't mean to put my boobs on screen.
I mean, I see a bunch of Jerry, you're doing this, Jerry, you're doing that. What's wrong with you? But I don't see anything about Jess.
Oh, nothing's wrong. That's all. We were just playing with the lighting and I'm trying to fix my stuff a little bit because like I said yesterday, when I use my laptop, it's foggy and I don't like it. And
I
that's
spent most of my life in a fog. You just have to deal with it for 2 hours.
Do you want the lights back on? I can turn them back on, Eduardo.
Yeah, I'm just a drummer. I'll admit it.
Now, if you turn the lights on, he's going to have your butt in the...
Yeah, right? There you go.
Maybe just trying to trick you.
Just tricking me.
Get you to do all this action and not throwing up any dollars.
Yeah.
I love that guitar playing in that coffee cup thing.
Yeah.
That whoever's doing that, that's pretty good. I like good music. I don't care what kind it is. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Myrtle's got him.
Hey, trust me, my guitar player always reminds me of the time that we were playing a gig, and I was really frustrated because I thought we were playing way too fast. We played too fast anyways, but on this night we were playing super, super fast, and I'm back there just, I'm hurting. I'm like, slow down, dude. And he was just like, he didn't care. He wanted to keep on going the way he was going. So I took a drumstick and threw it and hit him in the back of the head. I've never seen a more angry look from him.
So, oops, it slipped.
I was just like, hey, man, come on, give me a break. I'm dying back here. Slow down.
They weren't pouring no sugar on you, were they?
Yes, I've listened to it.
You like it better with the lights on?
But personally, Danny Carey is not one of my favorites. And I know that's awkward, me being a drummer, but I have words with him. If that makes sense.
Oh my God, Jess, it was just a question.
Oh yeah,
that's right, Gina. Drums are the backbone of the music.
We just turned it into a paragraph.
When Wipeout would play, that was like the song of the night.
Wipeout.
It's like Buddy Rich always says, an average drummer makes a good band sound average, but a great drummer makes an average band sound great.
That's a mouthful. I always wanted to learn how to play the piano, and then I wanted to learn how to play the guitar.
I learned to play guitar because I couldn't play my drums at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever when I was up late doing various, extracurricular activities that youngsters do. So I'd pick up a guitar and I learned how to play. And then I had a lot of good guitar players around me that taught me. The guy that I went to the Army with, and we went to the Army band, he was a guitar player. And he taught me a lot about
Our Aquatic Universe.
Mike's turn too.
Caged Aquatics. Good morning, Miss Dee.
We used to have an inmate at the prison that he said they were so poor that he couldn't have a guitar, so he made him one with cardboard, and he learned the chords on a cardboard guitar.
What?
Now, at the prison, we were in minimum custody at that point, and he was allowed to have a regular acoustic guitar, and that guy would sit there and sing for hours, and like Randy Travis, that kind of song, and he was good. And it all started from cardboard.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I had to carry him to an appointment, and we went by his old house where he grew up. He said, that's where I grew up, right there. So it was a little teeny tiny little shacky little house, but hey, he made the best of it.
That's right.
I'm sure he's probably on some CD somewhere. He's out now.
That's right. Miss Dee, do you want to play the live streams for tomorrow?
I will do that. I will share that.
Big fat, juicy, squishy super worm.
Make sure it's not from my Ring camera. Now for your Thursday live streams at Eastern Standard Time. 5 a.m. it's Blake's Aquatics. At 10, it's the Aquatic Morning Show. Names, Tails, Fur, and Fins. That's Jess and the crew. 12:15, Afternoon Chat Delight with Rico Sin. And 2, it's Dirt Reptiles and Aquatics with Brennan. Pet Solix is on at 5. Happy belated birthday, Diego. Also at 5 is Bringing Fish Keeping. That's Jake. At 7, it's the Hot Mess Express with Plexus Fishes, Roxanne, Mary Page, and Dee Dee. At 8, it's KG Tropicals, John and Lisa. 9:30 is Fishery Fever with James and Chattanooga Ed. 10:30 It's Craft Ed, the Chattanooga Ed, James, and Rico. At 11:45, it's Rico and the Man with Rico Stan, Chattanooga Ed, and James. And that's it for Thursday live streams. And Look Missouri, thanks for making this information easy to find at fishfam.link and Lefty32138. Thanks for your live stream calendar at your site as well.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And everybody check out the live stream calendar. I said I'm not redoing it.
Talking like me now.
And I got tongue tied on Misfits. I was like, the heck with it, I'm going with it. Because I have learned if I take a towel, wrap it around my head and around this mic, y'all don't hear my water tanks, the water bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles. So I'm like peeping at the calendar, trying to read it and all this, and it's a lot of work trying to get all that noise out of here.
Right.
Like the heck with it. I've already redone it 2 or 3 times starting off. When you start, it's like, Thursday. It's like, what the heck?
I have a question for everybody before we leave. Will hillstream loaches and reticulated loaches, hillstream loaches, or butterfly loaches and reticulated hillstream loaches, will they breed together?
No to say. I don't know.
I have no idea.
They're both hillstream loaches.
Here we go.
You're none.
This is the way it is. This is the way it is, Berkeley. This is just the way it is. Now you see that.
What the heck?
Oh, wow.
The things you have to do.
Oh my gosh. You never tried mixing them? And the only reason I asked that is because I have a female that I know for sure is a butterfly, and I know that I have males that are the reticulated. So, you got a box.
I got a box. I see the
Oh my goodness. I know, right? They both have loaches in their names, stream loaches in their names. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't, but I don't know. We'll see if I have eggs or babies.
Then what would it be?
I don't know.
Your own new fish?
Maybe. Surely it's
Get out there and do that little copyright thing on them. What do you call it? Like they did with the glowfishes.
They call me tater salad. Love it. Love it, girl. Love it. All right, you guys, it is that time. We've been on for 2 hours and we have had a blast. Thank you to the super chats and super stickers. We appreciate that. Hey, Pontoon Judy. Thank you for dropping in and saying hi. But lurkers, replayers, and everybody that was in chat that showed up for the show, we appreciate every single one of you. If you think about becoming a member, hey, just do it. And other than that, thank you, Miss Dee, and thank you, Jerry Pop the Tramp, for joining me on panel today. And we will see you guys in the morning, same time. Have a good day, you guys. 7. Rico stream is next.
The Rico stream.
Yeah, the Rico stream is next. Lord.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I don't know why you wanna treat me this way.
Mr. Blanco Cat, where the funk you at? Mr. Blanco Cat, funky Blanco Cat. Mr. Blanco. ultimate hider, algae eater, good tank cleaner, nocturnal feeder, good breeder, Mr. Placo Cat, you funky Placo Cat, Mr. Placo, Mr. Placo, Mr. Placo, where the funk you at, Mr. Placo, funky Placo Cat. Tanks on, 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 eating high, eating high, eating high, eating high, Mr. Placo. Mr. Placo. Mr. Placo. Mr. Placo. Mr. Placo. Done.